Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. Hi everybody. Welcome back everybody. What's going on? It's around 8 o'clock where I am. And I'm just chilling. Tonight's going to be a pretty simple night. I do have a few things to talk about. We're going to talk about the state of play. We're going to talk about plenty of other things. But for now, I'm just straight chilling, essentially. Because I've just been doing a lot of mulling over and, thinking about different things, and I'm starting to rethink the podcast, or at least rethink, what types of videos I'm making, because I realized that the daily videos of, the highlights are actually doing better than my podcast. So I'm thinking, while the Serenode won't be completely dead, it's just kind of going on, it's gonna take a long break until I feel like I could do something better with it, because I feel like I can do news stories and other things without having to worry about all that. So I just think that's probably going to be better. So I'd say the podcast is temporarily retired. I'm probably going to make a YouTube video about it and post it on the usual Monday. Or, you know what, I'll probably upload a couple videos and whatnot and figure that all out. Let me just check the volume real quick. I just don't want to make sure I'm, blasting your guys' ears. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. I think, yeah, that was max volume. I think that should be okay. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, but, welcome to the stream if you haven't been here before. My name's Techno Tenore. I am how would I describe myself? Queer communist theater nerd that likes technology and video games, essentially. So, stay tuned for more of that, I guess. But yeah, this week's been pretty crazy. I think, in terms of, gaming news and stuff, it's been a lot of announcements, back and back, just things, when they're going to come out, Elden Ring Night Rain got a release date, some, updates for Monster Hunter Wilds and DLC for things like Stellar Blade or, Lies of P are getting a lot of, updates. It's just, kind of all came out at once, almost, even though it's stuff we've kind of known about the whole time. But still pretty interesting, I think, overall, that we just got so much, just confirmation of things coming out and, other things like that. I will say, though, that state of play was not good, and we're going to get more into that, but it was just so, I don't know, it was kind of, there were games there, and, there were some games that actually looked pretty good, but in terms of, those hard-hitting first-party games, Sony just doesn't have it anymore. It just felt like after Concord, it's just they cancel all the projects that they were going to come out with, and then they do nothing but remasters over and over and over again. And, well, I'm probably going to pull that up when we do our thing here. Just my thoughts on the matter, because it's definitely it was a show, alright, that's for damn sure. And then we'll probably, well, I do want to finish that keyboard, but I'm probably going to do it next week. It keeps getting held back and back again and again, even though I want it to be my main board. This is actually, this 8-bit do has actually been a fun substitute. I know a lot of keyboard enthusiasts aren't too fond of the sound. I kind of like it's like a deeper it's a deeper thought with a click, because clicky keys, clicky switches really aren't everybody's favorite. It's kind of the universally hated switch, but I don't know why on these they sound good, especially when you're just typing long lines of stuff in between the space bar. It's definitely, I don't know. I definitely think it's an acquired taste, but I've definitely acquired that taste. It's definitely something that changed up a bit. Let me go to my stream here. Yeah, let me turn my camera a little bit away from the computer monitor. Oh, Rowlett's sleeping in there. He's so cute. He's all bundled up. That is adorable. I love that. Just kind of fuck with my chat. But we can sit here and chat a little bit. I'm definitely going to be reacting to stuff in a minute. Or at least just like combing through the state of play video. But like what, I guess, also, it's like another thing with the trends with state of play and stuff. Like you have, like with different console generations, there's always like that one type of game or like a theme of a game or like a particular motif in a game that they'll do. Not like a musical motif, like a different one, where it's like last generation and like the PS4, Xbox One era, it was like everybody having a dog sidekick. And now it's like every single game having a samurai as a main character. Like you have Ghost of Yotei, you have the Onimusha, like you have Ninja Gaiden. Well, that's a ninja. And then there's Shinobi. Like it's just like so many games in Assassin's Creed Shadows. And like you just have so many games this generation that for some reason are always going with like feudal Japan or samurai motif. And it's like, it's definitely interesting. It's, I hope it, peters out a little bit because it's definitely getting a little stale. But the, what else was there? Oh yeah, by the way, I, on accident, I beat the Midnight Butterfly in Dark Souls without showing it on camera. I do feel very bad about that. Well, it's not that bad. It was just... I literally just threw firebombs at it, and that was really it, and you can look at the boss fight. But I'm assuming, like, most of you have already played the game. But I was doing some grinding. I grinded against a lot of the ghosts, but like after a while there's so many, and since I'm doing like a Zweihander build with the strength, it's just hard to like, dodge and get out of the way, because like once I'm like fully whipped out that sword, I have to commit. Yeah, got some iced coffee here too. But yeah, in terms of streaming and YouTube goals, right now I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. So if you're new around here and you're looking to find someone new to watch, I'm going to be posting content almost daily, just depends. Just like, tech news videos, maybe a few political things, especially in relation to tech. Like I still kind of want it to be like the Serenode, but I'm probably just going to have like less of like a setup with it, like less overlay, more production value. And like maybe just like it's just me and the camera talking into the camera and like looking like, just showing you like things on the computer, kind of like a Mutahar type of thing, because I just realized doing all of it in one go has just been pretty exhausting. And then I have to do all the editing, and then it just becomes like a big old thing. So I'm like, I'd rather get a full, I'd rather do like a segment that would have been like 5 minutes on the on the podcast into like probably like 10 to 20 minutes. So like, it can actually apply for AdSense, all the other things, all that good stuff. And also just working on one video at a time, I think would probably be better if it's just like me talking from a camera. Obviously I want to do like bigger projects, and I'll probably save the weekends for that. So that's something for sure. I do want to make a video about the Legion Go S, because as I did say, I was going to review that, but I ended up deciding against it because it was burning a hole in my pocket. I needed the money back, one, and two, it just wasn't really worth it anymore. Like it didn't really stand out to me, and like there's really no reason to keep it. Like there's no reason the handheld should exist to begin with. And that's kind of what I'm going to go into, because with the Lenovo Legion Go S, like you have that Z2 Go chip, which is only a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck's APU, but like is dwarfed by the Z1 Extreme. And like with the Z1 Extreme being out for a couple of years already, you'd think they just put like a Z1 Extreme there or just use the regular Z2 as somewhat of like a preview. But it's just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, obviously nobody's really going to buy that version, especially at $700 at this rate, but like maybe the $500 version will be more of a proposition for people. I might just get one with the Z1 Extreme just so I can have it, because like it's funny. I wish I can have all the Lenovo Legion Go 2 specs in the Legion Go S, like the OLED, the chip, everything else, all those bells and whistles. Because it's not that I don't like the little, Joy-Con ripoffs they have. It's just, that the Go S design is just so sleek. Like, I love it. Like, let me actually throw it up here, because I was... Images... Get a good shot of it. Bin image, new tab. There we go. Yeah, but let me go to the main screen. I have display capture. But like, it's not that I don't like the Joy-Cons, it's just like especially in video, like I look at it and I'm like, that looks sleek. Like that, like it looks comfortable, it looks sleek. So I would definitely be like on board if they just shoved the Z2 Extreme and the OLED screen on like the S chassis. That would be probably my preferred, because if anything, the 8.inch screen is kind of too big. But I am looking forward to the 2. Like, I just guess I have to bear with it and just kind of cry that I don't have one. But that's alright. Like, just the specs don't make sense, especially for this version that's coming out now. Like, that's just the Windows version with no SteamOS. Like, only, like 32 gigs of RAM is great, but, like, only, like, a very, like, anemic chip by even the standards right now. It's just kind of insane. Also, speaking of chips, my 4070 Super came, so I'm going to be putting that in my computer this weekend. I don't have a lot of time this week. I did want to do it tomorrow because the Monster Hunter Wilds network test is coming out, but I think we're going to do that. We're going to do that all day Saturday. I'm going to be doing Monster Hunter all day. And then I'll probably do some video stuff as well for, things I'm looking forward to. And just talk videos. Like I don't really, it's not that I didn't like the production value of the Sereno podcast. It's just, I just know I'd be a bit less pressured to make a full episode. If I wasn't making a full episode and just doing all the segments I would be doing in a, in a different format. So that's what's going on with me. Let me double check here. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. I just have to keep rechecking the audio. Like, if there's anyone in the chat that, is coming in and they realize that I'm too loud or something like that, just let me know. Let me see. Does this actually connect to my Twitch? Because what's kind of annoying is that, I think this is a multi-chat. Let me just, this, doc, show users platform. Ooh, I just realized I need to actually open Caster Labs for any of this shit to work. I am dumb. Yeah, let that refresh. I'll leave that over here. Okay, connect to the YouTube. Let me just test the Twitch chat real quick. Coming from Twitch. Hold on, am I showing any compromising information? Hold up. Platforms. Okay, I got YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up. It's not doing it on Twitch. It's weird. I don't know why it's... Refresh. Do it on Twitch again. Let me just move this over here. Because I would feel awful if it didn't show up in Twitch chat at all. No, isn't it doing anything? Yeah, sorry, I'm doing a troubleshooting stream again. Wonderful. I just want this to work. It's been a pain. At least I know the textile. Okay, I'm not actually... Okay, there we go. Authorize. I'm so dumb. Success. You may now close this window. Okay, Twitch is connected. We do... Oh, okay, wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, it actually works. I didn't have to change much. Thank God. And then... Notifications. I've been getting a lot of notifications about the GPU stuff, but honestly, I'm kind of glad I got out of that when I did. It's funny, I actually have RTU in the background right now, or Review Tech USA, his live stream, just like in my phone, my shocks. So, if I'm like zoned out for a minute, I'm like sort of listening to his live stream, but like doing mine at the same time. But like you guys obviously can't hear it because like I wouldn't want to get like in trouble with that. Let's fire up that state of play though. I don't know if I'm gonna do volume on this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the volume off because I don't really want to do like a react. I just kind of want to scroll through it. Monster Hunter started with Monster Hunter Wilds, which I'm like is fine. Like I'm not really against that at all. Like, I figure it's coming out very soon, so they probably want to advertise some things with it. But let me see. Yeah, they have Mitsune coming back, which is cool. Yeah. Who I appropriately like to call Bubble Buddy. Yeah, Bubble Buddy's cute. I like him. But I don't know. It is a free update, so it's not like you're spending money on it. an additional monster in the summer. I feel like they're just doing one monster at a time. But yeah, I'm excited to grind things. Speaking of co-op games, Elden Ring Night Rain did get a release date for May 30th. I'm actually very excited. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to do the network test, but I'm still excited for that game. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we should definitely do that on stream as well. I want to get some friends together for that, because, like, well, I do have my buddies Tristan and Chris, and they're going to be playing Monster Hunter for sure, so I can have them on stream a little bit. But also you have what am I getting at here? God, I feel like in pre-recorded videos I'm so much more talkative, but then on stream I'm just like, yeah, whatever, it's happening. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep Rich's live stream on anymore. I don't know. I'll get in the updates with that later. Because a lot of it's just drama right now. Like, it was kind of going so good with Tech Talk, and then Rich kind of crashed out a little. It wasn't like an epic crash out. It was just kind of like, yeah, he got pissed that, you know, the weird Becky punishment didn't go as planned because he technically got stood up. Which is definitely a kick in the dick, I agree. Back to this. I am looking forward to this. Shinobi? Now that I actually see this, I think the art style is just kind of meh. Like, it just doesn't... I don't know. Like, I'm sure it's going to be a good game, gameplay-wise. Like, I'm not against it being bad, gameplay-wise. It's just like, I don't know. It would have been better if they went, like... you know, retro with it. They did, like, the 16-bit stuff. Because I usually prefer that, but... I don't really like it when it kind of looks like... I don't know. It's like an animated type of style that just, like, doesn't really... I don't know, feel video gamey, but like, it's not an awful looking thing. It's not, I don't know, it's not exciting to me. Another Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which, honestly, I've been meaning to try this series for a while. People say it's actually pretty good. I did try a little bit of Crash Team Racing, but obviously, as the designated Nintendo fanboy that I am, when I just have my Switch and my PC, I absolutely love Mario Kart, and it's hard, you know, nobody's gonna beat Mario Kart. It's fucking Mario Kart, dude. Like, are you kidding? Nobody's beating Mario Kart. I'm gonna turn down my gain just a little bit, because, like, it says I'm peaking on there, but, like, it's not showing up as that. I don't know. If anyone's in the chat, like, let me know. But yeah, Sonic Racing. Oh wait, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Oh, like it's all Sonic characters. Because I know there was Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, but... What's this? I forget what this was. You know what? I will turn the volume on. It's not that bad. Okay, hopefully that didn't break your eardrums. Oh yeah, this is the Digimon thing. It's like, it kind of looks like they're actually making, like, more a Pokemon type of RPG. Because, like, the Digimon RPGs are usually more like JRPGs instead of like the Pokemon creature capture type of RPG. So it's definitely
When it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends. Is this really just a dream? My only hope lies with you.
I'm gonna slow it down a little bit too. I have it at ×2. Yeah, like this looks cool. Like
I see great
I
power
do.
within you.
I feel like the two standout games were this one and then the one with the two girls with like the medieval thing.
Let me be your vengeance.
That was like, it's kind of like
In your hand.
they're both kind of hack and slashy, but like it does look cool. Lost Soul aside, and then the other one.
First up, a playable demo of Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii arrives on PS5 this Friday. Players could try out 2 battle styles, including Goro Majima's new Sea Dawn style, as well as engage in naval battles at the Pirates Coliseum. Sega and Mint Rocket join forces in Ichiban Holiday, a new crossover DLC coming to Dave the Diver. Ichiban Kasuga and other Like a Dragon characters team up to forge...
Oh wow, that's actually really cool. I didn't realize... I don't know, I was listening to it in the car and kind of had it in the corner of my eye. WWE, I do not care. Fuck that.
Everything. You're gonna see more guns than you can even count, all on PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, this fucking trailer was cringy. Like, these guys were so fucking cringe. Like, they just came on. Hold on. Yeah. Let me... Yeah, like Borderlands 4. Cool. I still need to play, like, the other...
And you know why we're here. We're here for you. Are you ready? It's 2025, and every day we are getting closer to the launch of Borderlands 4. Let's go!
Let's go! Like, it wasn't like... You didn't, like, peek the mic. It was just, like, so inward and cringe. They have a massive... I don't know, like, it looks good. I don't know. I definitely need to, like, get more... I'm not a multiplayer shooter person. You will know that for, like... You'll learn that later on, that I just do not play multiplayer shooters. I'm just not a fan of them. But, like, obviously I want to play, like, single-player stuff. Like, I like the Doom games. I like Metroid Prime. I like, you know... stuff like Borderlands. But I need to actually play more.
Borderlands 4, state of play for combat, vault hunters, action skills, exploration, and discovery, everything. You're gonna see more guns than you can even count, all on PlayStation 5. But Randy, do you have anything else for us? I think I do, Randy. Well, what is it? Don't hold out on me, Randy. I'll feed you, baby bird. Who wants a launch date for Borderlands 4, Randy? Well, Borderlands 4. Worldwide.
Yeah, these guys were fucking cringe. Oh yeah, Split Fiction. This looks actually really cool. That's literally about 2 writers that, like, write different things. Why is it buffering? Let me lower it to, like, 1080p. See if that helps.
I don't need your trust. Well, I kind of need yours. I took inspiration for this story from when me and my sister were younger. Look at all of this. It's amazing. I based the story around my dad. All I can do is write this silly story. We'll face it together. We got this. Yeah.
It's definitely interesting, because, like, I don't know. They do a lot with these, like, co-op type games, because this is the same studio of It Takes Two. It looks good. Like, I'm not against it at all. Like, it's just like, you know... Everybody's been like, oh, it's women, it's woke, it's the other shit. But, like, I don't know. It looks fun. Like, I really don't care.
Doesn't look too good either.
Oh, this was interesting. Not sure what it is. Like, it's... Oh no, this was an interesting one. It kind of looks like it's kind of very Alien Isolation to me. Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Together with your little friend, you must outsmart these terrorists and bring back fire to this mad world we've handcrafted for you.
So please enjoy this short gameplay preview.
Huh. Oh yeah, what was this one?
After the end of the world, the burnt one woke from a deep slumber.
Yeah. I think this is another one. This is, it has, like, the same thing with, like, the characters, like, with the animation. Similar to South of Midnight, which is another game coming out. I don't know. I kind of like what they're doing with it. But, like, I just don't know how this is going to translate into actually, like, playing it. Because, obviously, we play games at, like, you know, certain frame rates. But, like, when the characters are another frame rate versus another, like versus like, you know, the game actually running at something like 60, but like the character models only running at 30, or like, you know, obviously animated in a way that they look like they run at a different frame rate, like even the character you're controlling. Like it's definitely something I'm curious about. Like I do want to see in person on screen at some point, because like you do have that in some games where, like, you know, a character or an enemy is far enough away that the game decides to you know, render at a different frame rate versus everything else on the screen. But like that's something different. That's like a draw distance thing.
I'd almost forgotten how it felt. You're the caretaker of this little firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain. Am I right?
I do love this art style though. Like it's definitely very interesting. Cause it's like it's literally like it has like the same stop motion thing similar to South of Midnight. But it's like it's a bit more like macabre, which is definitely very interesting. So oh, it's PSVR 2.
Special thanks to Klaus and Olaf for that updated look at the Midnight Walk. Up next, a quirky new adventure from Konami.
Oh yeah, this is
Paradox. You play as
frickin'
Darwin, a clever
another
octopus
Crab's
who
Treasure,
finds
but a
himself in
platformer.
highly suspicious food processing center. Use Darwin's natural camouflage and inking skills to escape the facility and save the world from aliens.
Yeah, that one was good.
We're excited to
Oh
reveal
yeah,
the
I'm
title from
I'm
Konami
actually this is the
Games.
one that I think I like the
Warriors
best.
Abyss, a roguelike spin on the Warriors franchise.
Because I do like the Warriors games, but like, I don't know, I needed something new, and like this is definitely something different. So I'm looking forward to it. The graphics don't look that great, admittedly, but I'm looking forward to this one.
A roguelike hell awaits when Warriors Abyss launches on PS5 and PS4 later today.
Oh wait, that's today?
With Odie and a host of
Holy shit, I didn't even know that was today. Is it exclusive? Hold on. I actually do want to look that up real quick. What was it? Warriors Abyss. Oh, it is on Steam. Nice. Oh my lord. What comes in these bundles? These just costume sets? Hold on, hold the phone. I don't know, this does look good. I want to play this on Steam Deck. Yeah, I'm definitely playing this on Steam Deck later tonight. With early purchase bonus. This Dash edition. What's the difference between the editions? Let me go on my main Steam. Let me go on my Steam actual client. There we go. Obviously, I can't show my information, so when I put it in my cart, I will go off screen. Should I pre-purchase Wilds? Well, you know what? I actually get paid tomorrow, so... Wait, is Wukong on sale? Because I've been meaning to play that. There's Abyss. Doesn't really specify. Jesus. It's literally just costumes? Like, I'll just buy the video game. Let me just see. I probably could have got paid early. Let me just double check. I do have to save it for bills, but... Well, I have another paycheck coming in soon. I just don't want to keep putting shit on credit. I'll wait for my paycheck to come in. I don't need to play it. I don't need to play it right now. So... Hold up a sec. Excuse me. Sprite always gets... Sorry, Jesus. Capcom, this was Onimusha. More samurai stuff. Like, holy shit. Does look dope, though. It's just, I don't know. I still need to get Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. I probably should. One thing I do want to do, like... I do have the donation link, but I could probably encourage people to, like, I don't know, give me games on Steam, which I think that'd actually be a bit better than donating, especially at this moment because I haven't done my taxes yet. But, probably should put my Steam on my link tree too, so you can just play games with me or some shit. Oh yeah, this is the Metal Gear. Delta. That was us. There was that other one that was Days Gone Remastered. Oh boy, another remaster. We don't fucking need. Like, it's just... such a pain in the dick. Just seeing all these remasters come out, and none of them being Bloodborne. It's so freaking difficult. Like, just make it run at 60. We don't even care about the resolution bump. Just make it run at 60, so we don't have to worry about the freaking, you know, shit you did with the guy who made the mod. Oh boy, poor man's Nier Automata. Fantastic.
See anything weird around these parts?
The first episode of Lost Records Bloom and Rage arrives
It's
February
like another
18th,
Life
with
is
the second
Strange type of
episode arriving
thing.
in April. Layers of strategy, puzzles, and exploration.
Like, there just wasn't a lot. Obviously, that didn't interest me. This was the one everyone was, you know, shitting themselves over.
No one knows how that world came into being. It devoured everything from the past. Only I was left. That was a fatal mistake.
The leftists are in shambles. They actually designed a character that's fuckable to them. Leftists are in shambles. Even though here's the thing with that, like, there have always been characters that, you know, were fuckable to them. It's just the fact that, like, they have to lean into the grift. That it's just like they'll go over every little detail, but for some reason it's just like in select things, they'll be like, oh, this is good game because it has girl who's breasting boobily through the whole game. But I don't know. The game looks good. Like, I'm not knocking it. I'm knocking the grifters, but
As long as it is reforged, my wish can be fulfilled. But wishes come at a price. To pursue one's wishes is to court one's doom.
like, it is very interesting because it's almost like hack and slash meets Shadow of the Colossus. It's also kind of like got like that whole, like, yeah, this looks dope.
Holy Grail, blood. This is a feast only for the king.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It is nice to see a lot of action games like not be Souls-like, if it's even an RPG. But in development for PS5.
The table is dead. It exists no more.
Oh, the Gooners, the leftists in shambles. Finally, a game just for me. I thought this was Killzone for a minute, and I got really excited. But then I realized, like, going further in, I'm like, oh wait, this is not Killzone at all.
I remember you.
Yeah. Let me see. It's like another... Metal Eden.
Remember this. Still a bit blurry.
Metal Eden. Let me look at that. Also, I might even just wait till Warriors Abyss is on sale because I don't think I want to spend that much money for that if it's not that great. Metal Eatings. Yes. Before we dive deeper into gameplay, let's introduce you to World Metal Eden. First, a little bit of context. In the future, humanity ventures among the stars to survive the journey to new star systems. Humanity created the cores. Each core is a system capable of storing human data, preserving the digital record of a human psyche, and rebuilding it upon reaching its destination. One such destination is Mobius, artificial city built up by corporations to extract precious minerals from the planet Vulcan. Ooh. You are Asuka, an android created by one of the city's founders. Nexus, your creator, has the one goal, to follow orders. And maybe you will be able to save the inanimate colonists trapped in the Citadel. Seems like a single-player game. Like, I don't know. Like, I was worried it was going to be live servicey, but it seems like we're actually getting, like, new stuff. Build a rocket boy. They,
Inside my head. Satellite gives us a 10-minute window. You made it. It's just... What the hell is happening? Your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life. You have no idea who you're dealing with. After what you did, you should have left me in the desert. This is not the first time we got a fatal error with your tech. You guys make it stop!
it's definitely very... It's like... It looks more like Grand Theft Auto in terms of time period, but like it still has like all the cyberpunk stuff.
This is the only way!
Mind's Eye, definitely very similar to cyberpunk.
Where AI and human greed collide to bring Earth to the precipice of collapse. All captured on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Some gameplay footage with the explosive combat and high-octane driving that you can expect on PlayStation 5 later this year.
Testing? Testing? Okay, that's fine. But yeah, looks dope. Like, it kind of feels like, you know, mix of GTA and Cyberpunk. So, I'm definitely down the clown with it. Like, it seems very interesting. Yeah, I think this is...
It always comes back.
Oh yeah, this was the last one. This is the, I don't know what they're calling it. Like, it's a spiritual successor to Returnal? Or a sequel? Like, I don't know.
Everything begins again.
Like, I know it's by the same studio, but like, and they said it was very similar in terms of combat, but I don't know if it's like connected by story or if it's just like a spiritual successor type of thing. Like, I don't know.
You are here, and I will fight.
Saros.
Creative director at Housemarque. We are thrilled to announce that our latest game, Saros, is launching next year on PS5 and enhanced for PS5 Pro. Saros is the ultimate evolution of the Housemarque gameplay-first experience. It's a new single-player IP that builds on Returnal's award-winning third-person action. You play Arjun Devaraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli. Arjun is a powerful enforcer searching for answers on a hostile, shape-shifting planet haunted by an ominous eclipse. Ultimate evolution of the Housemarque gameplay-first experience. I'm Gregory. It's a new, brilliant Rahul Kohli's eclipse.
I definitely need to try Returnal. So it's not connected. It's just it's like a new type of IP or story, but just, gameplay is extremely similar to Returnal. Yeah, I believe that was all that there was. Yep. Yeah, that was it's just crazy because there's so much stuff to look forward to in terms of games, but it's just I feel like we're getting to that point that we should just stop expecting real, the real deal type of killer exclusives that they're gonna, come out with. And it's definitely that type of thing where we had all of those Sony games canceled because Concord crashed so hard. So they canceled so much. And then you also have all these different, you either have remasters or, games that are new, but they're not from the PlayStation franchises that we want. And I think that's what's kind of dragging Sony and Microsoft down a down a bad path, because it's just they don't really have it just kind of feels like a mess. You don't really have those IPs that are the mainstays, the thing you would that you would buy a console for. And I don't think I think exclusives as we know it are dead, or as we knew them are dead. They are exclusives in the way we knew them are dead. But gosh, I lost my train of thought. But in the way having these IPs be recognizable into a brand, that's just what Nintendo has. And sure, maybe down the line Nintendo realizes oh wow, we can actually, have very well established IPs that scream Nintendo, but also have them on other platforms. Maybe that happens, maybe 10 years from now or something. But right now, I think both Sony and Microsoft really have to establish those types of IPs that the first thing that comes to mind is their brand. So a new a new Halo comes out, oh, that's Xbox. Even though I can play Halo on anything, it's Xbox. That is Xbox. And maybe they do exclusive types of content, or maybe exclusive extras on their consoles, on their games. So people are tempted to get the exclusive versions, and I don't know. Obviously, they don't have to make them exclusive the whole time. It could be a timed exclusive. Hey, there's this exclusive content on single player content on this platformer that we have. We'll have different levels or something, and then switch it over. I think Shovel Knight did something similar where they had the Battletoads and Kratos levels on the Microsoft on the Xbox and PlayStation versions, respectively. So it's definitely it's something that they should just consider. They need to kind of provide a bit more of a diverse genre set, because it just kind of all bleeds together now. A lot of it is samey, just depending on some things. They just need something that is solid, sturdy, and reliable, in terms of IP, where it's oh, this is the new Ratchet and Clank is coming out, the new Sly Cooper's coming out, or it doesn't even have to be that. God, if they did like another PlayStation All Stars and actually made it good, like I think they could do that. But like I just think they need to somehow intertwine their IPs that they own with their, brand, just so it, it sticks out more. The brand sticks out more along with the games, which is definitely a complicated thing to do when you're no longer exclusive. So I guess that's my 2 cents about it. I hope I'm making sense with it, because just like, also another thing I think is, allowing like your services, whether it's Game Pass or Catalog, which Sony's calling it, like on other systems, and like maybe having your own OS with it. Because like I think that's going to be the future, where like, there will always be PlayStations and there will always be Xboxes, but like in terms of like an Xbox OS or a PlayStation OS, like it's going to slowly expand to other platforms, whether it's through like, remote play on like mobile, or even like PCs and PC handhelds, where like you can have that version, like their own version of like Big Picture Mode or Steam OS on like various different platforms. Because I think that's what Microsoft needs to do with Windows, is that they need to make their version of Steam OS that is like the Xbox OS or like Game Pass OS, which is something they probably should do. But, it's definitely complicated, and that's something like this consoles have to navigate, because like obviously there still is a price difference between PC and console, but at the same time it's just like the reasons to buy a console are dwindling, even like in the presence of PCs that are just as affordable or starting to become just as affordable, because the consoles are getting so much more expensive. That's my 2 cents on that whole thing. I know what we can watch. When does the Elden Ring Night Rain thing start? Night Rain network tests time. Okay, February 14th, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Oof, these are very slim. It's like 3 hours at a time. Okay, it's like literally on February 14th. Ugh. Us East Coasters have to get up at 6 a.m. Holy shit. PST has to get up at 3 fucking a.m. What even is this? Hold up. Let me go back to my main screen real quick. All right. Too much. Accept all cookies. I really don't care. Here's the Namco Bandco website. Okay, so it's all PT here. So February 14th, 3 a.m. Okay, they have some night options, but holy shit. I was going to say 3 a.m., the first one. So like if you want to be like the first of the first to play Night Rain on the network test, like you have to be up at 3 a.m. on the West Coast. But luckily there are other times. I forget, like, is it console exclusive? Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, there's not... It just seems like it's just PS5 and Series X. That's a bummer. I would have loved to play it, because it looks really good. We could probably watch... I know Vadi made a video. I watched a little bit of that this morning, so I could probably fire that up.
Recently, I played 6 hours of Elden Ring Night Rain, and we were locked in for that entire time. This game is addictive, it's intense, it's way faster paced than I expected.
I'll keep the speed at 1.5.
I think it's going to be a hit. So let's talk about it. Our characters have just left the roundtable hold.
One thing he does mention in this video that I'm probably going to preface with is that I think obviously people's perception of the game on the network test when they're not playing with people either close by or people that they got acquainted with, because obviously Vadi went to, FromSoft to play the game for like 6 hours with 2 other people in that room. So it's definitely like a different experience when you actually are with people that you're getting acquainted with or are well acquainted with. So it's definitely a different story in this aspect for sure. But when the network test, like I wouldn't be surprised if there's differing opinions on the network, different opinions on Night Rain for the network test, because you're playing with people you really don't know. Like it's just going to set you up random with people you don't know, so you don't really, I'm saying no a lot. Like you won't really, get a feel for, the actual experience you're going to have with your friends.
And day one is about to begin. Your goal in Night Rain is to survive each day as a ring of rain closes in around you and your team. Then, at the start of day
I love
3,
the eagle
you'll
is
fight
like
one of 8
a,
major bosses using
a
all
parallel
the
to
randomized loot
Torrent.
and buffs that you've accumulated over the course of your run.
They're doing like, it's so funny because we literally got a Warriors roguelike with Warriors Abyss. Like this kind of looks like a Warriors Souls game. Like just like it looks like a Souls game with like a dash, just like a tiny little dash of warrior, like samurai warriors or dynasty warriors.
Now,
so
every
this is
session you play
definitely
in Night Rain is supposed to be somewhat unpredictable. You won't always explore the same map or receive the same loot or face the same enemies. The one thing though that I found very predictable in every single one of my Night Rain sessions was this feeling of pressure. The pressure not just to survive, but the pressure to get stronger, because if you don't get powerful fast, there's no way you'll defeat the final boss. You can kind of see that pressure in action here. These characters just rested at a grace and leveled up and ran, because the rain is coming, and you don't have much time.
Also, like another thing, like I think this might actually be like a good intro for a lot of like, Elden Ring players that may want to play Elden Ring itself. Because like it's faster paced, it's more tightly packed into like a 3-day segment on a map. Like a 3-day, time period on a map, in-game time. And like I think that actually, leads it to being like maybe a proper intro for some people that are still apprehensive about Souls games, or at least Elden Ring in particular, where like it's kind of like a lot of it is decided for you, so you have like some pre-selected things and you can get a better idea of everything just from, you don't have to like be looking through wikis several times because it just kind of explains everything outright. And it might be a good gateway for people to like experience like Elden Ring and other Souls-like games.
In our playthrough session,
the freaking Guardian class, I like that. I like the bird one.
Where to go and what to do, and most importantly, whether we had the time to do it. So often it was a choice between defeating a boss and claiming its loot, or running away and
I'm not sure
another day.
They're probably using the same engine, but like it looks better
as well, and
than
all of these changes
the OG Elden
in the
Ring
name of speed and
like,
efficiency. For
think,
example, you can now vault easily over
is
objects
it coming to
and
PS4?
even enemies as well to get where you need to go. On other days,
is it coming to like PS4? Let me double check. Platforms. PS4. Yeah, it's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One also. Damn. Well, damn. Like, it's 2025 and we're still getting freaking. Yeah, it's still on PS4 and Xbone. Yeah, that's wild. 2025 and we're still getting games for the previous consoles. Like, I guess that's one thing they got to do. Like, they really got to like draw a line in the sand in particular if they want to keep selling consoles. Like, it's not saying that like it has to be day one. We're no longer making PlayStation 5 games when the PS6 comes out, but like there needs to kind of be like a hard day of like, hey, like the project we've shown are going to be like that we've shown like right before release are going to be like the last ones that come to PS5. And then we'll be taking advantage of the power of everything else. Because it feels like it just gets so spread too thin. Like, I guess that's my worry with, like, multi-platform a good amount. Because it just ends up getting spread so thin that, like, sure, you're getting a massive audience, but you're also, optimizing for several different systems, and the games might not run as well or anything like that. Like, it's definitely something to consider when, like, thinking about how consoles are going to go going forward. But that was just in relation to what I was talking about before.
Is where you need torrent to traverse the map. Now you can press L3 to activate a powerful sprint, and you can also activate Spirit Springs on foot, which vault you so high.
Spirit Springs look really cool.
Also, there's no fall damage in Night Rain, so from high places it's easy to just
and no fall damage,
getting to where you need to be. Let's talk about the different classes, the different Nightfarers that you...
They should have done like a climbing mechanic with... They should have done the Breath of the Wild climbing. That would have been funny.
You can choose to play in this game. This is the Recluse, a mage character that, like other characters, has an ability and an ultimate that you can use. They've turned the HUD off for footage that they've given us, but I remember what these abilities and skills look like.
I feel like this is going to be like the first time in Souls history, even though it's like more of a spin-off type of game, that like we're like, I feel like mage players or like ranged players aren't going to get like instantly shat on by strength players, or like, like people that play the strength characters. Like, it's going to be like one of the first times that it's just like, oh yeah, we actually need you, because it's like you need a, proc aggro, so I can actually go in and unga bunga,
Like so, I've drawn them, and this is where they are usually on screen. Your activated ability is on the left, and your ultimate is on the right. Both of these circles fill up over time, and when they're full, that's when you can use the ability or the ultimate. Now, the Recluse has an ability that is actually much more complicated than the other characters' abilities, and I think they designed it this way because the Recluse is designed to be a backline character. In Night Rain, the spells you cast are tied to the weapons you pick up, so you usually only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 spells on hand, so From Software has given mages another system to sort of micromanage while they're standing in the backline casting spells. Let me explain really quickly how it works. Basically, whenever an enemy or a teammate gets tagged by a certain type of damage, like fire or magic or holy, a little marker will appear on them, and then the Recluse can absorb that type of energy, getting a little bit of mana, but more importantly, filling out one of these small orbs. Then, when you've acquired 3 elements, you can unleash the Recluse's ability, generating a unique spell based on the combination of elements you've acquired. So, a huge part of this character's skill expression is going to be understanding intuitively what these different combinations of spell are, and whether you're in the right position to cast them. And this is just this.
One thing I am liking, though, is that, like, I feel like, especially after stuff like Helldivers, like, we're getting more and more, like, co-op based type of, live service type of games, where, like, almost all of it's competitive. Like, I love stuff like Helldivers, even though I'm not a shooter person, because it's cooperative. I usually prefer cooperating with a team against, like, like a PvE type of, like, players versus environment type of experience. But
Character's ability, they obviously have an ultimate as well, and this one is more straightforward. Basically, after a short delay, you can mark nearby enemies with this red tag, and once marked, if anyone on your team hits them, they will regain health and mana, which is incredible for the sustained health of your party. Now, when you cast an ultimate from any character, your character actually becomes invincible while they're casting it, which, in the case of the Recluse, is especially handy, as you can see in this footage where they use it to sort of mitigate all of the aggro that they're receiving. Okay, so the Recluse is the most complicated character to explain. They also even have a passive ability, just like the other characters do, but I don't really know what the Recluse's does. I think it regenerates mana somehow. Anyway, let's talk about the next character, Wilder, who is very much
I kind of like, I like this one too.
Wilder's
like, I think
ability is on a very short cooldown, and you'll find yourself using it a lot.
It's between the Wilder and the Guardian, the bird guy.
Enemies, it pulls you towards them.
At least so far.
It's easy to chain the hookshot into different attacks, like you can see here. The hookshot can also be aimed manually, hitting the terrain and launching you forward.
Oh yeah, the hookshot's gonna be
Wilder's ultimate
cool as
also
hell.
uses his left arm. The grappling hook opens up for an explosive blast. This blast can be charged.
Got the freaking guts cannon, man.
And
Got the cannon arm.
And it stuns enemies. In this case, it actually staggered the enemy, allowing for a critical hit, but on every single enemy and boss I used it against, it also stunned them for a short amount of time, which was this unique animation that allowed my teammates to sort of get a moment to breathe or do extra damage. Wilder's passive ability is a one-time use effect that allows him to completely negate any instant of damage that would have killed him. You might have just seen it activate there. Basically, Wilder does this brief moment of inspired acrobatics and gets a second chance instead of being down. Next, let's talk about the Guardian. So the Guardian's passive ability is this shield.
Kind of reminds me of the dodge system in Bayonetta, where like if you get hit, but like there's like a specific like point where like you get hit that like you can press the dodge button on like specific frames of getting damaged. That you can just kind of like gracefully slide out of the way. Like you take the damage, but you don't like, stagger or fall. So that's interesting.
Stance, I'm pretty sure, which increases your guarding capabilities at the expense of your movement. Their ability is this whirlwind attack, which seems to get rid of environmental effects like the Deathblight here, but moreover, its main function is to...
Yeah, I might want to play the Guardian, because like this is I kind of want to play like that type of like tanky support, because like being able to like blow status away
is a really strong
definitely
melee
interesting.
support character, acting as a tank, but also as a tank sort of support for other characters around you. Their ultimate too is very team-based, with this aerial dive bomb that is excellent for reviving your teammates, because remember, you have to attack your teammates to revive them.
I like that.
This has a secondary effect, I'm pretty sure, of fortifying the teammates that are near the area of effect, giving them increased poise for a short time. I make it sound like the Guardian is purely a support character, but that dive bomb will be excellent for clearing groups of small enemies as well, and accumulating runes from killing enemies and strengthening all of your characters and leveling up is a huge part of the game, so that kind of group clearing is
like
really
with the
good
finishing moves, like it's so Warriors coded, even though like it's the FromSoft combat.
Who was the character that
it's literally just like Souls, but with like
dodge
it's like multiplayer cooperative Souls
very well
with
suited
a
for anyone who
dash
prefers
of Warriors.
Playstyle. Her ability recharges extremely fast, like you can use it every 10 seconds or so, and it's a sort of stopwatch themed ability which takes into
this one's
the
cool.
last few seconds of damage that enemy has taken and duplicates it. This effect is shown by a bite spirit that appears and sort of shows the damage that is
That really is like an interesting mechanic of just being able to, like stack the damage that happens within a certain time frame. That's interesting.
Just naturally gets a lot of aggro, but this is offset by her dodge, but also by her ultimate, which is a cloaking spell that cloaks you and your nearby allies, making you way less likely to get aggro and just enabling a few different things within the context of the game. For example, you can use it before a fight
we definitely have a
jump on
rogue
enemies.
character,
You can
that's
use
for
it
sure.
in the middle of the fight to disengage from enemies, or something that's especially good is using it to safely resurrect your teammates once they get downed. So when you die in this game, you fall to the ground, you crawl extremely slowly, and a little circle appears above your head. This little circle is basically like a health bar that your teammates have to attack and deplete in order to resurrect you. The first time you're downed, you only
this
have
boss
one of these
looks
total
sick.
bars, the second time you have 2, and the third time you have 3, meaning that every subsequent time you die, it's more risky for your teammates to try and resurrect you because they have to stand there hitting you while avoiding aggro for quite a long time. And with some of these bosses, avoiding aggro is not easy. These bosses will often be a 3-part fight where you just have them on you the entire time. So resurrecting your teammates is definitely a tricky thing to pull off sometimes. It's also something that takes the damage you deal into account. So the more damage you do, the faster you'll resurrect your teammates. And so now I think we should talk about how to make your character stronger, how to make you do more damage and take more damage and survive. Okay, so the footage they gave us is really quite good. It does a good job of showcasing things that are important to the game, but RP walking like this is not one of them. If you did this in-game, your teammates will scream at you, like, you don't have time to do this kind of thing. You are evaluating weapons and items and stats as fast as you can, because you also have to think about where to go next, and...
They're trying to give me view
So
bots.
a big
I
part
don't
of skill
want to do
expression is
that.
being able to look at a weapon and saying, okay, this suits my build,
I'm gonna
okay, I'm
ban
going to work
you.
towards this, or I'm going to...
Hold up. Hold up a sec. I'm just gonna... God, so many tabs. It's gonna be so dysfunctional. Alright, I'm gonna... to ban you. How do I delete? I gotta figure out how to actually... I need to figure out how to actually ban things. Users in chat. There we go. I think they left. Yeah, but I'm still not fond of that. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to ban, spam chatters.
Going to leave this one behind, or I'm going to give this one to a teammate, that sort of thing. And a part of what makes this
I'm
so much
currently not
simpler than
good at
Elden Ring,
that.
but also so much more complex, is that Yes, weapons have been simplified in the sense that they have one number associated with the damage they do, and it's quite clear if they inflict a
I do like how the seals just have,
it's
like,
obvious if you've played the base game which
a select
skill
amount of
is tied to
spells.
the
I just
weapon,
hope you can
but
add
what
more
makes
to
this
your
so much more
seals so you don't
complex
have
is that
to...
every single piece of equipment now comes with passive buffs that affect your character even if the weapon
I'm honestly
isn't actually
curious
in
how
your
well
hand.
this is going to
So
run
you have 6
on
weapon slots in this
PC
game,
handhelds like
and
Steam
you
Deck.
want to fill every single one of them because every weapon will confer a different passive buff that will affect the main weapon that you have in your hand. So say, for example, these 3 armaments drop for you. Which ones would you take with you? If you're playing a melee character, the Tree Spear might be great because it actually has a really good charge attack and it increases the damage that charge attacks do, so you might want to base your build more around.
I do like this, that, you know, since you don't have... you can't change armors, so it's kind of good that you're able to get the effects of all the different weapons.
A charge attack playstyle.
And I love that
Or if you
Ashes
have
of
the Duchess
War
on your team,
here.
you might want to grab the Bleed weapon because Bleed seems to synergize really well with the stopwatch ability that duplicates damage. Being able to spot these synergies in an instant and try to make your build on the fly.
Oh, it's not even just the raw number damage, like also like, you know, the bleed build-up gets stacked too. That's interesting.
Was a really big part of what made this game so fun to me. You should also be evaluating consumables, because you can only carry 4 stacks of any one consumable at any one time, and consumables are really good now. Firebombs are now handheld nukes that can be thrown in midair, and weapon buffs can be applied to any weapon,
that's good.
and they're powerful, so bear that in mind. Another thing that's really important is, ideally, you'll have someone on your team who's really good at quickly evaluating where
It's definitely like a remix version of Limveld. It's like I recognize
next. There are a lot
like
of
kind of
important
layout
landmarks in
because
this
there's
game,
like the
and
forest in
many
the
of them
east where
will
the
be
mistwood
recognizable
is.
across multiple sessions.
But it
For
seems
example,
like a
you see
lot
that
of
Black
the
Rise off-
seems like a lot of the structures are going to be on oh, there we go. Port. Spam. Submit. We're like the straight out ban button. Oh, ban. There we go. And get banned. Bye-bye. Okay, I
off
did
to the
figure
right
it
there.
out.
So if you solve the puzzle and make your way to the top, you'll get a choice of 3 armaments and or buffs to choose from, which usually is a reward that's exclusive to when you kill bosses in this game. So basically every landmark has a boss within it, but some have interesting things as well, like we're currently diving down to Kenneth Heights Castle, which...
Yeah, like how it's laid out. Like it has that like feeling, like at least in terms of the landmarks, like the buildings and like the camps, it seems like those are randomly laid out, but the maps I think are going to be the same.
Showed up a few times for us in our run, and inside this room there was a map on the table, and when you interact with the map, it actually reveals points of interest that usually wouldn't be marked on the map. For example, the locations of these silver scarab beetles would show up, and whenever we defeated one of these, a talisman would drop. Each character has 2 talisman slots, and being able to loot a talisman usually was a really big power.
One thing I do want to do before Night Rain comes out is that I want to set up a seamless co-op run of either vanilla Elden Ring or maybe like Reforged or Convergence, because I think that would actually be a good warm-up for Night Rain.
Spike for one member of our team. And I don't have footage of it, but Kenneth Heights map also revealed the location of merchants on the map, and these merchants were always next to a smithing table, and they always sold one type of smithing stone, which would have allowed you to level up your weapon. This is probably a really important mechanic to interact with if you find a merchant, because weapons have different rarities as well, which is something I should have mentioned. There's a common level 1 rarity, there's a rare blue level 3 rarity, there's an epic purple level 9 rarity,
Sorry, arms
and
itchy.
we only found 2 of these, but there is a legendary rarity as well that requires you to be level 12 to equip it. I'll admit there were runs where I was like, oh man, we didn't get any good loot that run, like we didn't find that many epics or legendaries, and that could be a bit frustrating. However, I suspect that the merchants and their smithing tables will be a way to consistently upgrade a weapon that might be common, but it might have a really good buff that you want, and so I think upgrading weapons could be a way to sort of smooth out the randomness of the game. At the end of every day, you face a major boss. So there were 4 different types we could face in this demo, and they were all very difficult, especially the ones that split into multiple versions of themselves or had multiple ads that you had to deal with, because that required everyone in your team to fulfill a role, and the strategy you use against these bosses will play a huge part in your success. For example, we had someone on our team who was not as familiar with Elden Ring, so they ended up taking on a tanking role where they kind of held up their shield and tried their best to keep aggro rather than dealing damage, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I do hope that we get more of like the other Dark Souls bosses that are supposed to be in the game, like the Nameless King. Like, it's cool that like we still have like Elden Ring enemies, but like I hope they like slowly start, you know, giving you more variety, especially when the context of the combat.
Job of that worked really well because they could do something like distract the demi-human queen all by themselves, while me and a more competent player were able to DPS this demi-human swordsman down and then go back and help the tank with the one they were aggroing. There were strategies for every boss like this, and I really enjoyed coming up with ways to defeat these bosses on the fly and accounting for things that went wrong within the fight. So what you're seeing here is the end of day 1, where they've defeated the major boss and...
Hold up. What the hell is going on? Seems like I'm okay. Seems like I'm okay. Oh, it connected back. Sorry about that.
Now they get to claim a reward. Like many rewards in this game, it's a choice between 3 different options. Sometimes it was a choice between permanent effects and buffs for your character, sometimes weapons, sometimes both. And again, you have to make a really split-second decision on what is best for you and your team. And then at the end of the day, the night rain recedes, and you can go out and explore again. But bear in mind, I'm pretty sure everything you killed on day 1 stays dead on day 2, so it was important to keep progressing around the map and finding new places to explore. Eventually, everything culminates in this, your final fight against the chosen Night Lord that you set out to face when you left the Round Table Hold. In this case, our final boss was called Tricephalus, a 3-headed hound that periodically would split into 3 parts, 1 for each member of your group. It's in this boss fight, and boss fights like this, that you realize Night Rain really was designed for 3 people. Yes, they probably could have designed enemies so that they scaled with the amount of people in your party, but there's something to be said for not compromising on your boss design around that fact. You know, these bosses feel like they were designed to be taken on with 3 people, and everyone in your party is supposed to have a different role in these fights as a result. So,
always feels weird it's 3, because, like, I don't know, it was definitely like, well established within, like, at least consoles that it was like, oh, 4 players. But, like, we're doing 3.
That's Night Rain. I mean, I could go on about all the different little things I've discovered, but I don't have footage for it right now, so I think I'll just give you my thoughts on the game. Obviously, somewhat biased, I run a From Software YouTube channel, you have to take what I say with a grain of salt, but I really did have so much fun playing this. In retrospect, I was a bit wrong about my analysis of the game previously, because previously a big point I mentioned was that, you know, Night Rain will allow you to get immersed in this ever-changing world and take in the scenery and just enjoy like a first playthrough of Elden Ring again. This isn't that. Like, you don't have time to appreciate this world sometimes. Instead, that feeling is replaced with this.
I definitely think it's the, like, understanding the gameplay loop type of thing. I think it's like the type of thing where it's like it's such a, like a mashed down, condensed version of the gameplay loop that you would experience in, like, you know, Elden Ring. So like that, like, newer players can come in, but like also like it's also like the type of thing where, you know, even though Elden Ring's a great game and I love playing it, like I'm kind of getting tired of just constantly like starting new games and new files and then just having to, you know, do all the same stuff again, but like for a different build this time, wandering around, murdering Grail for the runes, cheesing the Knights Cavalry and the Briar guy in Caelid, and then just getting all the runes from that, because like, so it's like definitely like, it's like a bite-sized, you know, Elden Ring type of experience, which I'm kind of a fan of. I think that'll be really cool, especially because it's multiplayer, that you just get that bite-sized Souls type experience. So I'm looking forward to this game. Like this Monster Hunter Rise, like I just have to find more people to play with, like these types of games, whether it's this, Rise, I want to get back in the Helldivers. It's funny, even though I say I really like cooperative games and like cooperating to accomplish a goal, like I've never really been an MMO guy. Like I've never been a Warcraft guy. I've never been a Final Fantasy XIV guy. It's just like the type of combat that it is. It's just not as active where you're just kind of like moving your character around and then pressing the icons on the screen, and I'm just not like, who knows, maybe I would like it if I tried it, but like I don't know, I'm just not a fan of that type of, that type of game.
Rush to explore and get stronger and overcome difficulty, and when your build comes together just right and that allows you to kill even more bosses even faster and get even stronger, it's a great feeling. And over the course of our play session, we finally had one run where everything came together perfectly. We got the items we wanted, we managed to execute our strategies perfectly, and we finally faced off against the final boss and managed to take it down. If you have a friend or two who are into Elden Ring as well, and you think you can all team up and take on this game together, I think it's going to be like one of the best co-op experiences you've ever had. My main concerns with this game come from the fact that, if you don't have someone else to play this with, will this game still be great?
So wait, is the Guardian like actually a bird? Because like, hold on, like I thought it was just like a suit of armor.
As well, and you think you can all team up and take on this game together, I think it's going to be like one of the best co-op experiences.
So it's like an actual bird. Okay. Because I was confused for a minute, because like I just remember during the first trailer, I thought it was just like a suit of armor, like a specific helmet that just looked like a bird head. But no, this guy's a bird. That is a bird. That is a big, beautiful bird right there.
As you've ever had. My main concerns with this game come from the fact that, if you don't have someone else to play this with, will this game still be great played with randoms or played by yourself? I'm not as sure of that, and I think come the network test in a couple of days, people aren't going to have that many friends to play with who also got into the network test, and so I think some of the feedback might be more negative because of that, but as it stands, everyone I know had a blast playing this together, especially side by side in the same room with other people. It was just an unforgettable experience. The other thing I'm curious about is, when the full game releases, how random will the maps be? In this demo build of the game, again, we could only play one of two maps, but we've kind of been led to believe that maps will be somewhat procedurally generated and that they'll stitch together different zones. And yeah, the demo had two maps seemingly that you could explore, and over the course of our session and over the course of the network test, when people play this, they're going to start figuring out these maps and understanding the best route through, and it will become familiar to them, which I don't think is the intended experience for Night Rain. I suspect in the full game, and I hope in the full game, maps are really, really randomized, and no two playthroughs are the same, so that's definitely something I'm going to be looking for in the full release. Anyway, I hope this video helped you understand more about the game. I'll be playing the network test and recording our experiences, and I might make a video on that as well, so subscribe, stay tuned. Thank you to Bandai.
Yeah, good video on Vadi's part. Like, I know there's more people who did a playthrough of it, or went to go play it. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know about y'all, but it looks like a dope game. Like, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, and hopefully I have more people to play with, and my friends can actually play it. Because, like, most of us are upgrading our PCs so we can actually just play Monster Hunter Rise, or Monster Hunter Wilds, sorry. And that's going alright, I guess. But but yeah, Night Rain looks good. Fight me. Speaking of, I'm thinking, yeah, I even have the desktop background for Night Rain. I think I might call it right now. I'm starting to get a little tired. I kind of want to watch a bit of, watch a different I'm going to be watching somebody else's live stream, and then I'm jumping into, the Lolcow Tech Talk. So, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I will see you guys not tomorrow. It's going to be late. That I'm not going to get back till late, and I'd rather just relax that night. And I'll make my video about, not doing the podcast, but doing daily videos or something like that. Yeah. Did we reach 10 subscribers while we were on stream? Why didn't it tell me? Hold up. Oh, dope. We have 10 subscribers. 10 subscriber special. Woo! I'm kidding. Yeah, but thank you guys for joining in on the stream. It was a lot of fun. hopefully this gets better as time goes on. I'm still a bit skittish with a lot of this because I haven't really gotten into the groove of it yet. But thank you guys so much for coming. This was a fun chat stream, honestly. I did kind of want to, like, I was thinking about playing Dark Souls more on here, but I think I want to just do that on my own. I might, on Friday, I'm probably just going to chill with, like, some Balatro or something, because I've been getting really into Balatro. Like, that game is good. That game is really fucking good. But yeah, I will see you guys on Friday.